Let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever watched a movie in English, turned off the subtitles, and within 10 seconds thought, wait, what did they just say?
Oh my God, yes. Every single time. I feel confident at first, like, yeah, I've been learning English, I got this. And then boom, they start talking fast and my brain just gives up.
And here's the scary part. It's not because your English is bad.
Wait, what? Because it definitely feels like my English is bad in those moments.
That feeling is exactly what tricks you. You start doubting yourself. But the real question is, are you struggling with English, or are you struggling with how real English is actually spoken?
That already sounds suspiciously deep. What do you mean by real English?
I mean the English that native speakers use when they're relaxed, emotional, fast, and not trying to teach anyone. The English you hear in movies, podcasts, interviews, real life.
So basically the English no textbook ever prepared me for.
Exactly. And today, we're going to break this illusion completely. Because by the end of this episode, you're going to understand why native English sounds impossible. And more importantly, how you can actually start understanding it without subtitles.
Okay, I'm already interested. But can I be honest?
Always?
Sometimes I feel like I understand English perfectly until a native speaker opens their mouth. Then suddenly I feel like I know nothing.
That's one of the most common experiences learners have. And if you're listening right now, I want you to think about this. Have you ever understood English in slow lessons, but completely failed in real conversations?
If that's you, you need to keep listening, seriously.
Because what we're about to reveal might change the way you approach learning forever.
And also, can we talk about how frustrating subtitles are?
Oh, that's a big one.
Like, I don't want to depend on them forever. I want to just watch something and understand it naturally, like native speakers do.
And that's the goal. But here's a surprising truth most people don't realize.
I feel like this is going to hurt.
Native speakers don't hear every word clearly either.
Wait, what?
Yes. They don't process English word by word like learners try to. They understand meaning, patterns, and chunks of language.
So they're not actually hearing better, they're understanding differently.
Exactly. And that difference is everything.
Okay, now I'm curious. Because if that's true, then maybe the problem isn't my ears.
It's not.
Then what is it?
That's what we're going to uncover step by step. But before we go deeper, I want you to do something simple.
Oh, I like this. What should they do?
Think about the last time you couldn't understand a native speaker. Where were you? What were you listening to? And how did it make you feel?
For me, it was a YouTube interview. I remember smiling like I understood, but inside I was completely lost.
And that feeling, that gap between what you think you should understand and what you actually understand, that's exactly what we're going to fix.
Okay, now I'm excited, but also a little nervous.
Good, because in the next part, we're going to talk about the biggest myth that's secretly holding you back. And once you hear it, you might never learn English the same way again.
That sounds serious.
It is. And if you've ever blamed your vocabulary, your grammar, or your level, you're going to want to hear this.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's start with something that might completely change how you see your English ability.
I'm ready, but also slightly scared.
Good, because here's the myth. If you know enough vocabulary, you should understand native speakers.
I mean, that sounds logical, though. If I know the words, I should understand them, right?
That's what everyone believes. But in real life, it doesn't work like that at all.
Okay, now you have to explain this.
Imagine this. You know the words going, to, and want. Easy, right?
Of course.
Now listen to this. I'm gonna want to go.
So, wait, that sounded like one long word.
Exactly. Native speakers don't say going to want to go. They compress it. They blend it. They reduce sounds.
So even if I know every word, I might not recognize them when they're spoken?
That's the key problem. You're not failing vocabulary. You're failing recognition in real-time speech.
Wow, that actually explains a lot.
And if you're watching right now, think about this. Have you ever read a sentence and understood it perfectly, but when you heard it, it felt completely different?
That happens to me all the time. It's like my brain has two separate English systems, reading English and listening English.
That's not just you. That's almost every learner.
So what's causing that gap?
Let me give you a simple but powerful idea. Written English is clean. Spoken English is messy.
Messy how?
Words connect. Sounds disappear. Stress changes meaning. And speed destroys clarity.
That sounds like chaos.
It is, until you understand the patterns.
Okay, wait, so native speakers aren't speaking perfect English, they're speaking a faster, simplified version?
Exactly. Let's do a quick test with you and with everyone listening.
Oh no, I'm nervous.
Don't be. This is fun. Listen to this sentence. Did you eat yet?
That's easy.
Now listen to how it's actually spoken. Jeet yet?
No way. That's the same sentence?
Yes. And if you're hearing this for the first time, your brain is probably thinking, that's not English.
That explains why sometimes I hear something and think, is this even English or another language?
Exactly. Your brain isn't trained to recognize these reduced forms.
Reduced forms. Okay, that sounds important.
It is. And here's a quick tip. This alone can change how you listen.
I'm listening.
Stop trying to hear every word clearly.
Wait, what? That sounds wrong.
It feels wrong, but it's right. Instead, focus on catching the main idea.
So understanding meaning instead of decoding every single word.
Exactly. Because when you chase every word, you fall behind.
That's literally what happens to me. I miss one word, then I panic, and then I miss the next 5 words.
That's called the listening trap.
The listening trap. Yeah, I've been there too many times.
And if you're watching this right now, ask yourself, do you try to translate every word in your head while listening?
Be honest, because I used to do that all the time.
And if you do, that's one of the biggest reasons you can't keep up with native speech.
So what should they do instead?
You need to train your brain to think in meaning, not translation.
That sounds powerful, but also difficult. Okay, I feel like we just uncovered something huge.
We did. But this is only the beginning.
There's more?
Much more. Because in the next part, we're going to talk about something that most learners completely ignore.
Let me guess, something that's secretly ruining their listening.
Exactly. And once you notice it, you won't be able to unhear it.
Now I really want to know.
Good. Because what we're about to reveal might be the missing piece you've been searching for. All right. Now we're about to uncover something that most English learners completely ignore, and it silently destroys their ability to understand native speakers.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What is it?
Emotion.
Emotion?
Yes. Not grammar, not vocabulary. Emotion.
I did not expect that.
And that's exactly why it's so powerful. Because when native speakers talk, they don't just use words. They use emotion, tone, rhythm, and stress.
So the meaning isn't only in the words?
Exactly. Let me show you something simple. Imagine I say this sentence. Oh, great.
That sounds positive.
Now imagine I say it like this. Oh, great.
That sounds annoyed.
Same words, completely different meaning.
Wow, so if I only focus on the words, I might misunderstand the entire sentence.
That's exactly what happens. Native English is full of emotional signals.
That explains why sometimes I understand the words, but I still feel confused about what the person really means.
Yes, because meaning lives in tone, not just vocabulary.
Okay, this is starting to make sense.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. Native speakers don't always speak clearly when they're emotional.
Oh no, that sounds like bad news for learners.
It's actually good news if you understand it. When people are excited, angry, or relaxed, their pronunciation changes even more.
So the more natural the conversation, the harder it becomes to understand?
Exactly. Fast speech, reduced sounds, emotional tone, it all combines.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It feels like one until you train your brain differently.
Okay, but how do you even train for something like that?
First, you stop treating English like a school subject and start treating it like a living language.
That sounds deep, but what does it actually mean?
It means you need to expose yourself to real English, messy English, every day.
Like movies and podcasts?
Yes, but not passively. This is where most learners make another mistake.
Let me guess. They just watch and hope to magically improve?
Exactly. That's passive listening, and it doesn't work effectively.
So, what should they do instead?
Active listening.
Okay, break that down for me.
Active listening means you engage with what you're hearing. You pause, rewind, notice patterns, repeat phrases.
So, instead of just watching, you're interacting with the language.
Exactly. You're training your ears intentionally.
That actually makes a lot of sense, because when I just watch something, I feel entertained, but not improved.
That's a powerful observation. And if you're listening right now, ask yourself, are you consuming English or are you training with English?
That question alone might change how people learn.
It should, because progress doesn't come from exposure alone. It comes from awareness.
Awareness. I like that word.
Let me give you a quick pattern interrupt.
Oh, I like these.
Myth. Watch more English and you'll understand everything.
That sounds like what everyone says.
Reality. Watch smarter, not just more.
That hits differently.
Because if you watch without attention, your brain stays passive. But when you actively listen, your brain starts building recognition patterns.
Recognition patterns. That sounds like what we talked about earlier.
Exactly. That's how native speakers understand fast English. They recognize patterns instantly.
Not individual words.
Right. They hear chunks like gonna, wanna, kinda, and process them as one unit.
So instead of hearing 5 words, they hear one idea.
Yes, and that's why they can keep up with speed.
Okay, now I'm thinking about something.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I replay the same sentence like 5 times, and suddenly I understand it.
That's not random. That's your brain adapting.
So repetition actually trains my ears.
Exactly. Every replay strengthens recognition.
That's actually encouraging.
It should be, because it means you're not bad at listening, you're just untrained.
That's a huge difference.
And if you're watching this, I want you to remember this line. Confusion is part of the training.
That's comforting because confusion happens a lot.
Good. That means you're pushing your limits.
Okay, I feel like we're getting somewhere now.
We are. But we haven't even touched one of the biggest hidden problems yet.
There's more?
Yes, and this one is sneaky.
I love and hate that at the same time.
In the next part, we're going to talk about speed and why slowing things down might actually be hurting your progress.
Wait, slowing down is bad?
Sometimes yes.
Okay, now I need to hear this.
And trust me, once you understand this, your entire listening strategy might change again. All right, let's talk about something that might sound completely wrong at first.
I'm already preparing myself.
Slowing down English can actually hurt your ability to understand real conversations.
Nope, that sounds illegal. Slower is supposed to help, right?
It helps in the beginning, but if you rely on it too much, it becomes a trap.
A trap again? English learning is full of traps.
It really is. Let me explain this in a simple way. When you always listen to slow English, your brain gets comfortable at that speed.
That sounds like a good thing, though.
Only until you face real speed. Then, suddenly, your brain can't keep up.
That's exactly what happens to me. I understand slow videos perfectly, but real conversations feel like a race.
That's because your brain hasn't been trained for natural speed.
So I've basically been training in easy mode, and real life is hard mode.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Okay, but if fast English is too hard and slow English is not enough, what should we do?
This is where smart training comes in.
I like the sound of that.
You need to train at the edge of your comfort zone. Not too easy, not too overwhelming.
So, slightly difficult.
Exactly. Difficult enough to challenge you, but not so hard that you feel lost.
That actually makes sense, but how do I find that level?
Let me give you a practical method. It's simple, but very powerful.
I'm ready.
Take a short audio clip, maybe 30 seconds.
Okay,
First, listen without subtitles.
that's already scary.
Good. That's where growth starts. Try to catch the general idea, not every word.
So, focus on meaning again.
Exactly. Then, listen again, but this time with subtitles.
Oh, so now I check what I missed.
Yes, and this is the most important step. Notice the gap.
The gap between what I heard and what was actually said.
Exactly. That gap is where learning happens.
That's actually a really powerful way to think about it.
Most people skip this step. They either watch with subtitles the whole time or without them and feel frustrated.
Yeah, I've done both.
But the magic is in switching between the two.
Okay, I'm definitely trying this.
And here's a quick question for you and for everyone watching.
Go ahead.
When you use subtitles, do you read more than you listen?
Yes, I think I do.
That's another hidden problem.
Wait, really?
Yes, because if you're reading, your brain isn't fully training your listening skills.
So subtitles can become a crutch.
Exactly. Helpful, but dangerous if overused.
Wow, I never thought of it like that.
Let me give you a pattern interrupt here.
I'm ready.
Myth. Subtitles help you learn faster.
That sounds true, though.
Reality. Subtitles help you understand, but not always improve listening.
That difference is huge.
Because understanding is not the same as training.
That line deserves a replay.
It really does. And if you're watching this, I want you to ask yourself, are you depending on subtitles or using them strategically?
Be honest with yourself, because I definitely depended on them.
Most learners do, and that's okay, but now you know how to use them better.
Okay, I feel like I'm starting to see the bigger picture now.
Good, because now we're going even deeper.
There's more?
Yes, and this might surprise you the most.
I'm ready.
In the next part, we're going to talk about why your brain freezes when listening to English.
Oh no, that's very real.
And more importantly, how to stop that from happening.
If you've ever gone blank while listening, you need to stay for this part.
Because this is where everything starts to come together. All right, this next part is going to feel very familiar to you.
I already know what you're going to say. That moment when your brain just stops working.
Exactly. You're listening to someone speaking English and suddenly, blank.
Yes, it's like everything was fine and then my brain just freezes.
And in that moment, you're not just confused, you're panicking.
Yes, because I'm thinking, I should understand this. Why am I not understanding this?
That thought right there, that pressure, is actually part of the problem.
Wait, you're saying I'm causing my own confusion?
In a way, yes. Let me explain what's happening inside your brain.
Okay, this sounds important.
When you're listening to English, your brain is doing multiple things at the same time.
Like what?
It's trying to recognize sounds, match them to words, understand meaning, and sometimes even translate.
That's a lot happening at once.
Exactly. And your brain has limited processing capacity.
So when it gets overloaded, it crashes?
That's the freeze.
Wow, that actually explains it perfectly.
And here's something most people don't realize. Your brain isn't freezing because English is too hard.
Then why?
It's freezing because you're trying to do too much at the same time.
Oh, that hits hard.
Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you're trying to catch every single word in a fast sentence,
That's me.
while also translating it into your native language,
Also me.
while also worrying about missing something.
Definitely me.
That's 3 heavy tasks happening instantly.
No wonder my brain gives up.
Exactly. It's not failure, it's overload.
That actually makes me feel better.
Good, because now we can fix it.
Okay, how?
Step 1, remove translation.
That sounds scary.
It is at first, but it's necessary.
So instead of translating, I should just understand directly?
Yes, focus on the idea, not the language conversion.
But what if I don't understand everything?
You're not supposed to.
Wait, what?
Let me say something important, and I want everyone listening to really hear this.
Okay.
When you miss a word, ignore it and move on.
That feels unnatural,
It does, but it keeps your brain flowing.
because if I stop, I fall behind.
Exactly. Listening is like a moving train. You can't stop it to analyze one word.
That analogy is perfect.
And if you're watching this, I want you to ask yourself, what do you usually do when you miss a word?
Be honest, do you panic and try to figure it out immediately?
Because that one moment of panic can cost you the next 10 seconds of understanding.
That's so true. I've experienced that so many times.
Let's do a quick pattern interrupt.
I'm ready.
Myth. If you miss a word, you lose the meaning.
That feels true.
Reality. If you stop listening, you lose everything.
That's a big shift.
Because continuous understanding is more important than perfect understanding.
I feel like this is something people need to hear more often.
Absolutely. And here's a practical trick you can start using today.
Tell me,
Listen in chunks.
what does that mean?
Instead of focusing on individual words, focus on phrases.
Like small groups of words?
Exactly. For example, instead of hearing, I don't really want to go,
Yeah?
hear it as, I don't really want to go.
One idea.
Yes, one unit of meaning.
That actually sounds much easier.
Because that's how natural listening works.
So I've been breaking English into pieces instead of understanding it as a whole.
Exactly. And that's why it feels slow and stressful.
This is starting to change how I see everything.
Good, because now we're going to bring all of this together in a very practical way.
Finally, I love practical.
In the next part, we're going to walk through real-life examples and stories,
Oh, that's going to help a lot.
so you can actually see how people go from "I understand nothing" to "I can follow conversations naturally."
If that's where you want to be, you definitely don't want to miss what's coming next.
Because this is where transformation begins. All right, let's make this real now.
Finally, I feel like I understand the theory, but I want to see how this actually works in real life.
Perfect, because I'm going to show you something that might feel very familiar.
I'm ready.
Imagine this. You're watching a YouTube video. A native speaker says something like, "I was kind of thinking we could just hang out later."
Okay, that already sounds fast.
Now, be honest. What do you actually hear?
Something like, I was kinda thinking we hang later, and I miss parts in between.
Exactly. You catch fragments.
Yeah, like broken pieces.
And your brain tries to fill the gaps, but it struggles.
That's exactly my experience.
Now let's break it down together. Not word by word, but as meaning.
Okay,
I was kind of thinking.
that sounds like someone is suggesting something, but not strongly.
Good. You're already understanding tone and intention.
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that.
That's the shift from words to meaning.
Okay, I like this approach.
Then, we could just hang out later.
That's simple. Spend time together later.
Exactly. So even if you didn't catch every word, you still understood the message.
Wait, that's true.
That's how real listening works.
So I don't need perfect hearing, I need flexible understanding.
Beautifully said.
I feel smarter already.
You're not becoming smarter, you're becoming more aligned with how language actually works.
That sounds even better.
Now, let's take a slightly harder example.
Okay, challenge me.
A native speaker says, it's not like I didn't try. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, that sounds messy.
Exactly. Real English is messy.
Okay, let me try. It sounds like someone is defending themselves.
Perfect. That's the meaning.
Even though I didn't catch every word clearly?
Because you focused on the emotional context.
This is actually working.
And if you're watching this right now, try this with us. Don't focus on every word. Ask yourself, what is the speaker trying to do?
Are they explaining, complaining, suggesting, joking?
Exactly. That question changes everything.
Okay, now I want to share something personal.
Go ahead.
I remember watching a movie without subtitles, and I understood maybe 40%.
That's actually a great starting point.
But I felt like a failure.
And that's the problem. Your expectation was wrong.
What should it have been?
Progress, not perfection.
So 40% is not failure?
Not at all. It's progress.
That honestly makes me feel better.
Let me tell you a quick story.
I love these.
There was a student who said, "I understand nothing when I listen to native English."
That sounds like a lot of people.
So I asked them to describe what they do understand.
Interesting.
At first, they said nothing, but when we explored deeper,
Yeah?
they realized they understood emotions, situations, and some key words.
So not actually nothing.
Exactly. It was more like 30 to 50%.
That's a huge difference.
And once they recognized that, their confidence changed.
Confidence really matters, doesn't it?
More than you think, because confidence keeps your brain relaxed, and a relaxed brain understands better.
That explains why I understand more when I'm calm.
Exactly. Anxiety blocks comprehension.
Okay, that's something I need to work on.
And if you're listening right now, ask yourself, do you get nervous when listening to English?
Because that nervousness might be the real problem, not your level.
Now, let's do a quick engagement moment.
Yes, this is important.
If you've ever felt like you understand nothing when listening, comment below and write, "I'm training my ears."
I love that. It feels like a commitment.
And it helps you shift your mindset.
Also, if this is helping you see listening differently, don't forget to like and subscribe to TalkEasyDaily.
Because we're not just teaching English, we're changing how you experience it.
That sounds powerful.
Now, let's take this one step further.
There's more?
Always. Because in the next part, we're going to go deeper than most learners ever go.
Okay, now I'm really curious.
We're going to talk about advanced listening insights, how your brain builds fluency over time,
That sounds important.
and why some people improve fast while others stay stuck for years.
If you don't want to stay stuck, you need to hear what's coming next.
Because this is where everything finally clicks. All right, this is where things start to click on a deeper level.
I feel like everything so far has already changed how I think about listening, so I'm curious, what's next?
Now, we're going inside your brain,
That sounds intense.
but in a good way, because once you understand how your brain actually builds listening ability, you stop feeling stuck.
Okay, I definitely want that.
Let me ask you something, and I want everyone listening to really think about this.
Go ahead.
Have you ever felt like you're improving, but very slowly?
Yes, like I'm doing the work, but the results don't match the effort.
That's one of the biggest frustrations learners face.
So why does it feel so slow?
Because listening improvement is invisible until, suddenly, it's not.
That sounds mysterious.
It's actually a process called pattern accumulation.
Okay, break that down for me.
Every time you hear English, every sentence, every phrase, your brain stores tiny patterns.
Even if I don't fully understand it?
Especially then.
Wait, really?
Yes, your brain is constantly collecting sound patterns, rhythm patterns, and meaning connections.
So even when I feel confused, something is still happening?
Exactly. Progress is happening quietly.
That's actually really encouraging.
Let me give you an example. Imagine the first time you hear gonna.
It sounds confusing.
But after hearing it 10 times, 50 times, 100 times,
It becomes normal.
that's pattern accumulation.
So repetition builds familiarity.
And familiarity builds understanding.
That makes so much sense.
But here's where most learners go wrong.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's bring everything together, because what you've learned today can completely change how you experience English.
Honestly, I already feel different, like lighter, less pressure.
That's exactly where real progress begins. Not with more grammar, not with more vocabulary, but with a shift in how you think.
Okay, so let's make this super clear. If someone is watching right now and thinking, all right, what do I actually do next? What would you tell them?
I tell them this. First, stop trying to understand every single word.
That one still feels a little scary.
It does. But remember, understanding is about meaning, not perfection.
Right, focus on the idea, not the individual words.
Exactly. Second, train your ears with real English.
Not just textbook English.
Yes, real conversations, real speed, real emotion.
Even if it feels difficult?
Especially if it feels difficult. That's where growth happens.
Okay, what's next?
Third, use subtitles smartly, not constantly.
So first listen without them, then use them to check?
Perfect. And always notice the gap between what you heard and what was actually said.
That gap is where learning happens. I love that.
Fourth, stop translating in your head.
That one might take time.
It will. But every time you choose meaning over translation, you get faster.
And less stressed.
Exactly. Fifth, accept confusion as part of the process.
That might be the hardest one emotionally.
But it's the most important, because confusion means your brain is adapting,
Not failing.
never failing.
Okay, this is starting to feel like a completely new mindset.
That's because it is. You're no longer trying to learn English. You're training your brain to understand it naturally.
That's such a powerful shift.
Let me ask you something, and I want everyone watching to think about this too.
Go ahead.
What if the reason you can't understand native English isn't because you're not good enough?
But because you've been training the wrong way?
Exactly.
That's a little uncomfortable, but also empowering.
Because it means you can change it.
Right, it's in my control.
Always has been.
Okay, I want to do something.
What's that?
I want everyone watching to make a small promise to themselves.
I like that.
Not something big, not, I'll become fluent in 30 days.
Good. Keep it realistic.
Just this, I will train my ears every day, even if it's just 10 minutes.
That's powerful, because consistency beats intensity.
Every single time.
And if you do that, something amazing happens.
What?
One day you'll be listening, and suddenly, you understand more than you expect.
That moment. I want that moment.
And you will have it, but only if you stay consistent.
Okay, now I feel motivated.
Good, because now comes the most important part.
The action part?
Yes, if this episode helped you, even a little, don't keep it to yourself.
Share it with someone who's struggling with English.
Because they might be feeling the same frustration you felt.
And this could change everything for them too.
Also, comment below and tell us this. What is the hardest part of understanding native English for you?
Is it speed, accent, slang, or confidence?
We read your comments, and we create episodes based on what you need.
So your comment could shape the next video.
And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to Talk Easy Daily.
Because this is just the beginning.
Exactly. We're going to keep helping you break through these barriers step by step.
And one day, you won't even think about subtitles anymore.
You'll just understand.
Naturally.
Effortlessly.
And confidently.
And when that day comes, remember this moment.
The moment you decided to stop doubting yourself.
And start training the right way.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep listening.
Keep growing.
And keep it easy.
Talk Easy Daily.